Okay, that's not correct. Welcome to the most planned stream I will do for a while. Let me hide this real quick. You can still see me at least. So basically, I'll actually my code in a sec. I think I got the ping for Twitch. Wait, what? Why is the ChatGPT tries to code a stupid stream idea? That's not correct. Hold on. Twitch.tv. No, it's correct. I don't know. It's lying, apparently. I'm gonna go back to here. I will be unhiding these images and be setting it up because I haven't actually. Oh, wait, hold on a sec. Did I not do all my free stream prep? I'm gonna give you music. I don't know if I did this correct. This not correct. OBS lag.
Look, Sarah, calling glitch hunters the treasure seekers of digital landscapes is a stretch.
Why that
They're
music's
more
so
like
loud?
kids in a candy store looking.
Alright, one sec. I should be able to fix this not too long.
Look, Jamie, while you call them heroic explorers, I think they're more like raccoons in a garbage can. Sure, they're clever and resourceful.
Let me turn this down. It's a bit loud. Okay. Why is it so loud? Theoretically. They crashed. There we go. Theoretically, this should work. Yes, it worked. If I go to OBS, let me unhide everything.
Hey, Alex, you mentioned digital adventurers. Surely we're not just explorers in a broken world. What if we're skilled
Where's my
navigators turning
display? Good.
bugs
I
into
deleted it.
features?
Oh, no, it's over here. Okay, everything
Marcus,
should be
I get
working
your point
correctly.
about turning
Let
bugs into
me
features, but
go on
aren't
my
you just
Twitch
exploiting a glitchy mess instead of creating something new?
here,
It feels like a digital circus at times.
and search myself up.
Rex, I understand your view about exploitation, but isn't it more about creativity? These glitches can lead to unexpected gameplay moments that surprise and delight players.
Okay. So now I have all of this working.
Claire, you talk about creativity, but isn't it a bit disheartening that so much of this innovation relies on broken mechanics rather than true design evolution? Rex, you called it a
All
digital
this should work.
circus, but isn't
How
that
if
part
I
of the
go
charm?
over to my Python script,
Sometimes those
which we
unexpected
I haven't
moments
made
create
anything.
unforgettable experiences that
I'm
traditional
so good at
design just can't match.
I've got
Claire,
to re-enable full screen. That's not the right Python window. Hold on. Full screen equals true. Should work. And theoretically, if I coded everything correctly, which has been a project in the works for, I want to say a past project for about a month at least. Let's do this. Okay, OBS display capture is enabled, Python is enabled,
I
and
hear you,
everything works
Alex, about
correctly.
those funny moments in glitch hunting.
It
But what do you think
freaking
about the times
works.
when
Let's
glitches break the game like that
go.
flying horse from Skyrim? It can be hilarious, but does it ruin the experience?
This stream, no one's gonna watch this.
Claire, the
Just
flying horse is a classic, but
I'll do YouTube intro or something. Also, I need to write in YouTube. Wait, I'm gonna hide this because I don't know what I have shown right now. I'm gonna go to YouTube and just pin a message saying. Alright, let's do this. What is this? I remember what I did here. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Because I was trying to get my Twitch token to work. I couldn't. So I spent too long.
Hey,
Okay,
come on.
everything should be correct. No, you're not
Sure,
supposed to
glitch
block it.
hunting
I
can
have
be
to
fun
say
for
no.
chaotic exploration.
Also, don't
But
even
have you
have a
seen the
minute.
shitstorm that happens when those glitches turn a peaceful game into utter madness?
Is my red one? My red watermelon is too low. I'm so good at prep. As you need to believe me, I'm very good at prep. Okay. My streams are still more pre-planned than the average streamer. Also on Twitch, I'm not gonna be able to see your messages if you don't type in the right chat.
Sure thing, Jamie. You mentioned
Alright,
how
it
glitch
works.
hunting ruins
Now I
immersion,
just need
but
to.
honestly, isn't the absurdity of flying cows or swimming through walls way more entertaining?
They're too
It's like
quiet.
slapstick comedy meets gaming.
Jamie, I get the comedy angle with those flying cows, but let us be real, exploiting glitches feels more like a
I swear I set this all up. Where is it? That's not the right tab. Cursor. Okay. Can I go to n.n to what is my sound volume? 0.12, 0.18. Let's see if they're louder. Also, I can't show that because my environment variables obviously I can't show that.
You've got a point, but Alex, don't you think that some glitches are so absurd they basically slap the developers in the face? I mean, Who doesn't chuckle when characters start flying through walls like they're auditioning for a superhero movie?
Alright, you get music. Very intense things are happening. Gotta believe me. Anyone who's watching Twitch, do not really. I will basically ignore them. I think my overlay is probably working, but I'm not gonna bother. Unless it's hydrate. If I see a hydrate, I'll. Yes, will not work. That's just fine. Add a command or request. Add a command? No. But yeah, basically most of the stuff I'm gonna.
I appreciate your point about accidental heroism, but don't you think some of these glitches might ruin the intended experience for others in the game?
Welcome.
Claire, I get that some glitches can mess with the gaming vibe, but isn't it hilarious when players accidentally fly off into space? That is an epic moment.
Alright, I think everything is working, so let's start. Hey, welcome to the most planned stream I've ever made. This is probably not going to vid, by the way, so if you VOD watchers or... yeah. You probably get confused if you watch the VOD right now, but I'm just gonna do a YouTube intro. It's probably not gonna make it into the vid. Hey, welcome to what's possibly the most planned stream I've ever made. So basically, I made AI Bingo. I probably should close this. Okay, and I'll close this. Oh wait, you can't see anything. Oops. Hey. Welcome to what's quite possibly the most pre-planned stream I've ever made. It's AI Bingo. So basically, what we're gonna do is have 3 or 4 AIs talk to each other, and we're gonna basically try to fill out a ton of bingo boxes. Hopefully everything works correctly, because there's a high chance that everything just breaks. Enjoy the vid. Wait, my code's not running. Yeah, so I'm gonna start some basic music up. It's not too intense. Okay, so these are the things that Edge,
Alright,
it's
now
AI.
you mentioned glitches as funny surprises, but
This
aren't they
stuff
just
is generated by
just
AI.
epic fails? I mean,
So like,
can
I
we
am
really
not
call
going.
infinite flying
Sonic
a feature
will
when
not
it's
make
more
sense.
like a bug trip gone wrong?
Marcus, come on. Epic fails? Sure, glitches can be the programmer's hangover, but they're like little Easter eggs for players' unexpected
Can I not
treasures that
load
turn a
this?
mundane game into a hilarious adventure.
Bro.
Rex, I get the Easter egg comparison, but when a character turns into a T-Rex mid-sentence, are we really in treasure territory or just watching a game
Yes,
lose its
you are
grip?
in treasure. Alright, I'm gonna have to edit.
Jimmy.
I can't do it. I don't know what's wrong today, man. I swear I had everything set up, and then now when I start streaming, it's like 9 other things. I was like, I'm not gonna do much pre-testing because I want to get surprised during stream. Then this happens. Alright. That's not the right button. Okay, so now basically we want it to talk. That's pretty obvious. So I'll check off the bingo boards. Yeah, bingo. So basically, we're gonna. Oh yeah, I need to get the text to. So basically, I need to make the text. Make the goals. Actually preset. Like the topic should be. What should my topic be? Like I think the topic should be like. What's a good topic? What the best video game is? I think a better topic about. No, I don't. Okay, let's start. What is the best video game of all time? Okay, that should work. This should theoretically work if I code it correctly. I mean, yes, it will work unless I miss a quote. But this should work. I mean, I don't know if the personality will be how I want it to be. I'm gonna. You can't see this right now because I'm changing my environment variables. I'm gonna make it 0.27% volume. And then make sure my code is working. Hey, no error so far. Oh, I realized I need to make the stream intense, guys. Where's my music? Oh, there we go. Where's that star? I do have. Like the. But that's why the yellow guys.
I appreciate your point about innovation, Alex, but can we really prioritize that over emotional impact? A game doesn't have to reinvent the wheel to resonate deeply
No,
with players.
this isn't working. Okay.
Marcus, I get.
Back to the drawing board. The static better prompt, that prompt might work. Okay, initializing. I swear, I planned this out so much. I spent a lot of time, like 3 hours doing it yesterday, which I usually do like every day. No, I don't spend time every day, but most days I spend some time on it. I have band permissions, right? Yeah, I do. Oh, music. Not even with all my optimized. Sorry, this part is fun from Gran Turismo. Okay. Okay. This all should work theoretically if I have coded everything correctly. I'm gonna do a quick check and not just show you, because if I show you and it doesn't work, that will be pretty sad. Okay.
I appreciate your thoughts on Ocarina of Time, but I have to argue that Super Mario Bros. Laid the groundwork for the platformer genre in a way that is simply unmatched.
I
Its
think.
design principles are still
Yes.
evident in modern.
Alright. Enjoy. Oops. Should I re-intro at this point? I'm probably gonna cut it out in the vid. Okay. I'm gonna probably get multiple clips from this vid too, so you might see shorter versions. Alright, you guys ready? I'm gonna do YouTube intro. Where is... Oh, right now start my program. Okay. Hey, so basically this is a AI bingos. Basically, we have multiple AIs talking about each other, to each other. Basically, where the question here...
I appreciate your thoughts, but John, saying The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time is the best overlooks how groundbreaking Super Mario 64 was for 3D platforming.
Oh my god, I
It
didn't...
completely set the standard.
Okay. How do I... Oh my god, this stream is a mess. It's supposed to be a pre-planned stream. Alright, will this prompt work? I have changed the main topic once again. No, not the main topic. I've changed the bingo board. Well, not really once again. I've changed the bingo board once again. And this should work. This program has so many fallbacks because this program is very breakable. The fact the program hasn't actually broken, it's just because of my bad planning, is insane, actually. Alright, do we get this first try?
Alright, look, I get that.
I mean, the subtopic is incorrect, actually, but it's fine. I'm just gonna change that real quick. I'm just gonna change that one last thing, and I think that's it. We can finally start this vid that I've been coding for like 30 minutes on stream, even though I spent probably many hours, maybe 9 hours on this project at least. Okay, maybe that's an over-exaggeration. Actually, no, maybe that's not an over-exaggeration. It could be fine. Alright, let's... One more test run, then should work. Please. Python's launched.
Hey, I appreciate your point about the impact of nostalgia in gaming.
Okay, so let's start. Let's show this. The beginning is gonna be a bit confusing because of the way I have it coded, and I haven't found a way to fix it. When we do a part 2 of this stream, which we'll probably do tomorrow. Nope. Actually, it could be tomorrow. Probably not, though. Okay. Probably Thursday or Friday. Or Saturday. Okay, so... Ready? Oh, yeah, I have to change it with this. I do not know how my own code works, guys. Trust. No, that's not actually true. I just had to use Codex there because I couldn't find it. My code is so... my code is so long that, especially because I'm on stream. If I wasn't on stream, obviously I would do it myself. I do know how to code. But, like, if I'm off stream, I would, but I'm on stream. Okay, anyways, let's start. So what is the best video game of all time?
I'm glad you brought that up, but I think when we talk about influence, we can't overlook The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Its groundbreaking 3D open-world design and storytelling shaped the entire gaming landscape.
Okay.
Don't you think games like Super Mario Bros. owe their
No, wait, what? What is Super Mario Bros.?
Claire, while Ocarina of Time is undeniably influential, it can't hold a candle to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Witcher
The
3
depth
Wild.
of choice and
What?
consequence in
Hey, I
that
don't
game
know.
just blows everything else out of the water. Do you really think Zelda can compete with that level of character?
What is what? What is this? Okay,
Rex? I hear you on The Witcher 3 and its depth of choice, but let us not forget that Ocarina of Time revolutionized gameplay mechanics.
we're just going back and forth now.
It introduced locking onto targets with Z targeting, something that's now a standard in
That is
action
actually
adventure games. That innovation alone set the Marcus, I hear your point about Z targeting being revolutionary for Ocarina of Time, but look at the narrative depth in The Witcher 3.
okay.
Can you really say that a single mechanic compares to the entire web of choices impacting Geralt's story and relationships?
So this thing has a better story.
Rex, while I respect the
Are they
depth
gonna
of
ever get
choices in The
out?
Witcher 3, you can't deny that Ocarina of Time laid the groundwork for immersive storytelling. Without its breakthroughs, would we even have such epic narratives?
It's true. Yeah. Well, actually, no.
Jamie, while I get your point about Ocarina of Time being foundational for storytelling, isn't it time we acknowledge that The Witcher 3 elevates narrative to a whole new level? The way player choices genuinely shape the outcome feels far more immersive than anything in Zelda.
Rex, I get your excitement about The Witcher 3 and its choices, but can we talk about the sheer timelessness of Super Mario Bros.?
I think I need to reset the code. They're stuck in the loop. Oh, hi, hack you, bro. Did you not see the message I sent? YouTube chat may not be read today because it's a content stream and I cannot get distracted. Hi, Sephiroth. I'm not gonna really. I can't really read chat today because basically the issue is we can't hear you. What? Basically, no, you can't hear me. D? Because basically, oh, you switched genres as SCP. It's just how do I read chat? It's really annoying to because I can grab multi-chat, but like if I grab multi-chat, then I won't be able to actually see the code. I mean the window, so I can't read. It's like impossible. When you okay, let me unmute real quick and see what it sounds like. Test, test, test. Can you? Okay, let me unmute real quick and see what it sounds like. It sounds fine. Maybe it's phone. I don't know. It sounds fine on my end. So like before we start this, how do I read chat? If you really want that, how am I meant to read chat here? Pop out. But if I pop out, it doesn't actually bring it on top. Oh, my chat's gone. That's great. Oh, I can't even read my own chat anymore. I can't read chat. Oh, there we go. Read on phone. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. I'm gonna write in Twitch chat. Prompt not then I'll go to YouTube on my phone. YouTube. Hi, cheeseburger. YouTube raid. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. Multiple AI bingo. Here we go. I paused it. Now I can read chat. What has happened in the time that I took to open it up? I see browser GMD, YouTube Raid, 6-7 Kid Raid, and Super Ultra Mega Fat Band. What the frick? Okay, the issue is that this is still a more limited stream because I do need to make this into a good video. So, but I'm not gonna at least have a way to not completely ignore chat. But I will somewhat. I will somewhat not be able to read chat the way I usually do. Okay. Anyways, enjoy the stream. What's with the watermelon? Each watermelon has its own things. They talk. Okay. Anyways, because I pretty sure I didn't join in time for the hater explanation. Basically, there's gonna be a few different. These are different
I
characters.
appreciate your point, but Alex,
Yeah,
when
there's-
you mention the impact of nostalgia in gaming, I have to argue that it doesn't overshadow the gameplay experience found in The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Its open world
It's broken. Hold on. Wait, I'm gonna just hide this way first. 1 sec. I need to check my code, my prompts. Is it? Hold on. What? Now we can't hear you. Your mic bugged when Watermelon talks. Okay, I'll check that out in a second. I'm trying to fix my code real quick, or my prompts. Wait. Is this working? Well, I'm gonna delete this message because I will be reading YouTube chat. I'm gonna instead write I might read chat slightly less than usual. And then I'm gonna pin this. I will still read chat, but oh, I'll add music. Oh, that's the wrong button. Here. Hold on 1 sec. Did I do something wrong? Oh. Okay, I think this should work. Wait, what do you mean okay, hear me when the watermelon talks? I am one of the watermelon. So they're my profile picture. Okay, now it should fix it. I'm gonna close this, and then I'm going to. Okay. What's the best video game of all time?
Hey, listen up. I got to call bullshit on that last take. You mentioned The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, but let's be real here, it's been dethroned by The Witcher 3.
Okay.
Sure, Ocarina revolutionized 3D gaming,
Does
but
that-
Geralt is the ultimate badass.
Hey, it's the best. So I don't think I
The
count.
storytelling in the
Okay. High energy stream. So.
Jamie, I get what you're saying about The Witcher 3 and its intricate storytelling, but let us not forget that Ocarina of Time set the stage for those narrative choices in open-world games.
Don't argue about these
The
again.
depth of exploration in Hyrule was groundbreaking. It didn't just create a world.
Marcus, you're really putting way too much stock in nostalgia with Ocarina of Time. Sure, it's iconic, but it doesn't hold a candle to the sheer emotional depth in The Witcher 3.
No.
You talk about legacy and exploration, but is that really enough when Geralt S choices can lead?
I like it. I think
Rex, you keep mentioning emotional depth in The Witcher 3, but
Yeah.
that doesn't make it superior to Ocarina of Time. Link's timeless quest isn't just about nostalgia, it's an essential part of gaming history that transcends emotions
Gorilla
and creates lasting connections with players.
According to this AI. Bro!
Claire, I get that you cherish the innovations in Ocarina of Time, but to say it transcends emotions overlooks how The Witcher 3 simultaneously delivers a rich narrative and impactful player choices.
Continuously talking to
You're talking about connection, yet Gerald's relationships evolve based on.
Claire, you're wrong about the timelessness of Ocarina of Time. While it holds a special place in gaming history, it can't compete with the sheer emotional impact and intricate storytelling found in The Witcher 3.
Yeah, yeah. Goodbye. Wait, I need to fix this. Hold on. Let me look at my prompt. Did I do something wrong? Hold on. Let me check. Let me write in my prompt. Do not keep arguing. Between The Witcher 3 and OT and never like switch off and never. So dude, yeah, I think that should work. Do not keep getting stuck between two things. That is strictly not allowed. Oh yeah, so to actually properly address what you were saying. Okay, nice. Great job unlocking Deadlock, first of all. And talk about Gorilla Tag. They could talk about Gorilla Tag. That's a thing that can happen. But it's not actually part of the bingo boards. I didn't make the bingo board myself. It's I think yeah, it's OpenAI's API has another AI that springs that and spreads it into a bingo board. It's a pretty complicated script because it's multi. No. Do not keep. Will this work? Oh, I'm gonna turn my. What's this song again? Is this a King Ollie? That is. Up and down loud. I'll fine tune this stuff in the vid. Because they don't clash. If they go back and they say, oh, the Forest, whatever that game is called, the Forest 3 versus Ocarina of Time, then I'm going. The program has OpenAI part has successfully the program is not the OpenAI part specifically, but the program has compiled, and we're going to. Okay, Queen Slate, do it. Do what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, let us focus here. Alex, you mentioned the revolutionary impact of The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, but I have to argue that Half-Life 2 is far superior in its storytelling and gameplay mechanics.
Is there Half-Life 2?
While Ocarina set a standard for 3D adventure games, Half-Life 2.
Marcus, I get your point about Half-Life 2 reshaping FPS games, but let us be real, nothing beats the sheer magic of The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Sure, Half-Life 2 nailed that immersive storytelling and has physics that felt groundbreaking for its time. But can
Jamie, while Breath of the Wild offers a creative open-world experience, it doesn't match the emotional weight and depth found in The Last of Us. Sure, you can cook and explore, but nothing compares to the heart-wrenching story of Joel and Ellie as they navigate through A.
Claire, I hear you about the emotional depth in The Last of Us, but let's be honest, narratives like that can sometimes feel like a sad movie rather than a game. Sure, the story is compelling, but when I play games, I'm looking for an experience that offers both excitement and...
Your mic, look on screen.
Jamie, I get the whole living world angle with Red Dead Redemption 2, but let us face it, it's not as groundbreaking in gameplay mechanics as The Last of Us. Sure, you can explore a vast landscape and form bonds, but those gunfights don't pack the same emotional punch. When?
Wreck.
Yes, hold on. Something's broken. Something is broken right now. bike's not reloaded? It's fine for me. When I watch my own stream, it worked perfectly great. What do you mean? Oh, normal. Just restart. Okay. Bug for some reason. Wait, look. Yes, I did that. Like, because I'm waiting for it to. Wait, let me do it right now. Here's where it's
standard for 3D adventure games. Half-Life 2.
Marcus, I get your point about Half-Life 2 reshaping FPS games, but let us be real. Nothing beats the sheer magic of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Sure, Half-Life 2 nailed
it works perfectly fine. For me, it works perfectly fine. There might be something wrong with your specific client. I want to restart YouTube because it works perfectly fine from my end. So I don't know what's wrong. Well, I can ask Sephiroth because I can hear perfectly fine from mine. So okay, I will be running a program. I will start my display capture and it should work. When your mic not AI, yes, my mic works perfectly fine. For me at least. Just restart YouTube, I don't know. Okay, let's start.
Alright, let's get this rolling.
Oh,
Look, I know you love The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, but come on, can we really call it the best when we're ignoring the sheer insanity that is Dark Souls?
Dark Souls.
Ocarina had its time in the sun, sure, but it's got nothing on the brutal challenge and deep lore that Souls packs in. You finish a boss in Dark Souls and feel like you've just conquered half your life goals.
Yeah, because...
Meanwhile, what do you get for beating Ganon?
Ganon?
A bunch of hearts. Like that's gonna help with real life shit.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Jamie, I hear your argument about the challenge in Dark Souls, but let us be real, it's not the only game that offers that kind of experience. How is dying 100 times to a boss somehow more significant than the epic adventure and emotional storytelling in The Last of Us?
The Last of Us. Oh yeah, wait, where? Oh, it might not be on.
In TLOU, you're not just grinding against hard bosses, you're invested in these characters' lives and their struggles. Sure, beating Ganon feels good, but at least in TLOU, when you finish it, you're left with this gut-wrenching feeling that sticks with you for days. That emotional connection trumps any hardcore gameplay moment in Dark Souls.
And it's really fun. I mean, like,
Rex, you talk about emotional storytelling in The Last of Us, but can it really compete with the expansive world and intricate mechanics of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild?
That's not on here.
In Breath of the Wild, every corner you explore can lead to a new discovery or challenge that gives players an incredible sense of freedom.
The Wild is a great game.
That kind of open-ended adventure fosters both emotional connection and thrilling gameplay, something TLOU's linear narrative just can't offer.
I'll check after this attempt again.
Wouldn't you agree there's more to a game than just story?
Yeah, that's true. There is more to it.
Claire, you're wrong about the emotional connection in Breath of the Wild being superior to what we see in The Last of Us.
Oh.
Sure, exploring Hyrule feels exhilarating, but those moments can't hold a candle to the raw, personal stakes that Ellie and Joel face. And let us not forget that TLOU's gameplay isn't just linear, it has intense combat scenarios that are thrilling and impactful because they tie directly into the story itself. Can you honestly say Zora's Domain gives you that level of tension? I doubt it.
Wait, why are they talking? Are they still talking about the last?
Marcus, you're wrong about TLOU's emotional stakes overshadowing the gameplay in Breath of the Wild. Sure, Joel and Ellie have a gripping story, but they wouldn't even survive a day in Hyrule.
No.
The freedom you have to approach challenges however you want, from stealthy tactics against moblins to climbing that damn mountain, makes for an experience that's not just emotional.
Crashing this real quick. I will need to change up the thing a bit. And while I do that, I'm going to check my mic. But let me go here. Hold on. Okay, and what I'm going to do Yeah, check my mic actually.
Groundbreaking for its time. But can. Jamie, while Breath of the Wild offers
I guess it is kind of broken. Hold on.
it doesn't match the emotional weight and depth found in The Last of Us. Sure, you can cook and explore, but nothing compares to the heart-wrenching story.
Why is my mic doing that? Hold on. Actually, just for yeah. Hold on. It was fine like before when I did my previous test, but now it broke again. Hold on. Let me go back to let me go forward here.
The Wild.
That's not on here.
In Breath of the Wild, every corner you explore can lead to a new discovery or challenge that gives players an
Let's face it out.
That kind of open-ended adventure fosters both emotional connection and thrilling gameplay, something TLOU's linear narrative just can't offer. Wouldn't you agree there is more to a game than just story?
It works sometimes. Maybe if I move my mic over here, so like now you can hear. Wait, can I do this? Now you can hear me like this. Now you can hear me like this. That might work. That might fix it a little bit. Let's try that. I'll move my mic closer to me. That might work. And then I'm just gonna do a quick test run, and then we'll do the actual. Because to be fair, I haven't started the video yet. This is a content stream about making a vid. Do a quick test run, and then we'll do the actual. To be fair, I haven't started the video. This is a content stream about making a vid. Quick test run, and then we'll do the actual. To be fair, I haven't started the video. This is a content stream about making a vid. Quick test run, and then we'll do the actual. To be fair, I haven't started the video. This is a content stream about making a vid. Wait, no, that's not it. Okay, that's how this works. Why is there like a ring in the background? I'm gonna add some music. Why is Actually, I've done this idea yet somehow, even though there's probably someone that's actually done this idea. You guys haven't seen it yet, I guess. But like, there's also a chance that no one's done it, which is probably possible because this is a pretty doesn't seem like a uncommon topic. Anyways, I'm gonna test my mic. Okay, so my script is on. So now let me pause this.
Hey,
So,
let us not kid ourselves,
Test,
buddy.
test. Can you
You
hear me?
mentioned The Legend
Hey,
of Zelda:
Mike, can you hear me?
Ocarina of Time as a timeless classic, but can we talk about how clunky those controls feel today? Hey, let us not kid ourselves, buddy.
Test. Can you hear me? Hey, Mike, can you hear me? It's good enough. I think this is good enough for the stream to go on. Alright, let's start this. Oh, I closed my... Let's start this.
Listen up, man, I gotta challenge you on that Mario 64 nostalgia trip. Sure, it's a
Mario
classic,
64?
but The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild
They
completely
love
flips
The
that
Legend of
script.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Its open-world design and sheer freedom are light years ahead. You can't just stroll around collecting coins when you can literally climb any mountain and tackle challenges however the hell you want in Breath of the Wild. That is not just a game, it's an experience.
To be honest.
Rex, you're wrong about Breath of the Wild being a superior experience. It may have open-world freedom, but it lacks the tight design and character that Super Mario 64 offers.
There's no Super Mario 64 on the board.
The platforming mechanics are impeccable. They're straightforward yet challenging in a way that keeps players engaged.
You know, I'm gonna count that
Plus,
Super Mario.
let us face it, Mario revolutionized 3D gaming with those precise controls and memorable level designs. You can't just dismiss how foundational that was for every game genre since then. Marcus, you're wrong about Mario 64 being the pinnacle of gaming. Sure, its platforming mechanics are tight, but they don't compare to the immersive and expansive world in Breath of the Wild.
No!
The freedom to explore Hyrule and interact with it in your own way is just a level above anything Mario has offered. The depth of gameplay, whether you're solving puzzles or facing off against guardians, is something Super Mario 64 simply can't match.
There's
You
no
talk
Mario
about
64
foundational
either.
design, but let's be real, that kind of creativity in an open-world context is what truly advances gaming as a whole.
Claire, talking about Breath of the Wild being immersive is all well and good, but it's a massive sandbox that can feel aimless at times. You want depth? Look at The Last of Us.
The Last of Us is not
It
on
completely
here.
nails emotional storytelling while giving you an engaging combat
there's The Last
system
of
and
Us Part
puzzle
2. No,
elements
that's
that keep you
stupid.
glued to your seat.
There's the Last
Sure,
of Us
Hyrule has some
Part
cool
2. I
stuff,
think that counts,
but it doesn't
right?
pack the raw punch of
That
Joel's and
counts.
Elias' journey.
You could say
The stakes
that's
in The
BS,
Last
or
of
that's
Us are way
rigged or
higher than
whatever, but
anything
it
in a
counts.
whimsical world filled with Koroks.
Rex, you say The Last of Us has higher stakes, but let's be real, Zelda's epic battles against Ganon dwarf any emotional journey in a post-apocalyptic world. Sure, Joel and Ellie are memorable, but they're not out there saving the fucking universe.
Huh?
Plus, Breath of the Wild gives players agency to decide how they tackle obstacles. It's not just about shooting zombies. You can literally break the rules with physics in Hyrule.
Jamie, you keep saying Zelda's battles are epic, but have you played Dark Souls?
Dark Souls?
The way that game builds tension and stakes through its punishing difficulty is unmatched.
Is Dark Souls on? Oh, it is. Or Dark Souls.
Each encounter with a boss in Dark Souls feels like
That is
life
true.
or
Dark
death.
Souls,
It's a brutal dance of skill and strategy.
And
you might save the universe in
Geometry
Zelda,
Dash,
but good luck saving your own ass in Dark Souls. The emotional weight there, knowing every move could lead to your downfall, is something even Ganon can't compete with.
Ganon.
Rex, you keep praising Dark Souls for its difficulty, but let us talk about how Super Mario Odyssey redefines platforming and exploration in a way that is fun and
it's one of the best games, but it's not on here. I think it's trying to be fair.
The creative level design and the sheer variety of gameplay mechanics make it a joy to play, even if you fail sometimes. Just because Dark Souls has that brutal challenge doesn't mean it's superior. Not every player wants to feel punished. Mario brings everyone together with its charm while still offering depth, the kind of engagement that can rival anything you've mentioned.
It is correct, technically, but I do have to make one more micro adjustment. Oh wait, you couldn't see it the whole time, I'm so smart. But I will edit this slightly. Okay. Okay, will this work? At least they're not getting stuck. They're getting somewhat stuck, but because of my logic, in my prompt now, they can't get stuck as much. I'm just trying to add more conflict between them to make it more fun. Wait, let me test, make sure my mic was working there.
Gotta challenge you on that Mario 64 nostalgia trip. Sure, it's a classic, but The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, what's supposed to be great.
It's open world design and
For some reason, I have to actually I have to put my mic closer to my mouth, or it doesn't work properly.
You can't just stroll around collecting coins when you can literally climb any mountain and tackle challenges however the hell you want in Breath of the Wild.
So that's pretty great. Okay, now what I'm going to do is launch the bot, and let's hope it works. Okay, OBS, you are now available. Alright, let's do this. I did not think this would be this hard after doing all the coding.
Alright, let us get this rolling. So, look, if we're going to talk about the best video game of all time, I've got to throw my hat in for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh, okay.
Last speaker said we should focus on nostalgia and influence,
There's no last speaker.
right? Well, sure, but saying that when it comes to impact is like trying to use a wooden sword against Ganon completely misguided. Ocarina set the gold standard for 3D adventure games.
With it. It's just really hard.
It didn't just influence a genre, it practically created one. You bring up other titles like Super Mario Bros. Sure, it's iconic and laid the foundation for platformers, but can you imagine Navi fluttering around shouting, "Hey, listen," while you're trying to save Princess Zelda? That kind of emotional investment is unparalleled. Plus, let's be real, who else has had their heart racing while riding through Hyrule Field with a goddamn epic soundtrack?
Oh my gosh, I just realized my head is blocking the
veins?
freaking bingo board. I need to move this for like here. I'll make it small. Oh. And I'll make it smaller. Okay, now for almost sure I have to do this again, so I'm gonna remove codex. I do not need it anymore. I'm pretty sure I did that correctly because I had to get it to edit my prompt properly. Because if you don't know, like the AIs are infinitely better at editing their own prompts. Because if I write directly, it usually doesn't actually give me like great prompts. So that's why I have to use AI sometimes for that stuff.
All right, let us dive in. Alex, you mentioned the groundbreaking experience of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, but I have to challenge that.
Well, actually, no, it doesn't count.
While it defined 3D gaming for many, Half-Life 2 brought a revolutionary narrative and physics engine that transformed how we interact with first-person shooters.
That is a great...
The way it combines storytelling with environment manipulation far surpasses the more linear approach in Ocarina. What do you think? Marcus, I hear you on Half-Life 2 revolutionizing narrative and physics, but it can't hold a candle to the depth and innovation of The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. This game redefined open-world exploration, offering true freedom in gameplay that lets players tackle challenges in their own unique ways. Unlike Half-Life 2, which is incredibly linear despite its impressive mechanics, Breath of the Wild allows for creative problem-solving and environmental interactions without strict boundaries. Doesn't that freedom elevate it as a far superior experience?
Claire, I get your point about Breath of the Wild allowing players to explore and tackle challenges creatively, but let us be real here, no game encapsulates the sheer emotional impact and storytelling like The Last of Us.
The Last of Us again?
Sure,
we don't
Breath
have
of the Wild is an open-world masterpiece.
Oh no, here it is.
But at its core, it lacks a gripping narrative that pulls you in and makes you fucking care about the characters.
I don't think...
In contrast, Joel and Elias' journey is not only innovative in gameplay mechanics but also resonates on a human level that sticks with you long after you've put down the controller. What does Breath of the Wild offer? Pretty landscapes and puzzles?
That is true, actually.
That shit doesn't compete with true character development and moral dilemmas.
What are you trying to say?
Let us talk depth over breadth here. What do you think?
Rex, while The Last of Us delivers a strong emotional narrative, it can't compete with the innovative gameplay and world-building found in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
The sheer detail and interactivity of that world create a living experience that goes beyond just character arcs. Sure, you get attached to Joel and Ellie, but can you say their journey offers as much freedom as Arthur Morgan's multifaceted life choices? Red Dead lets players carve their own narratives based on how they interact with its richly crafted environment, something no strictly linear story can replicate. ISMT open world immersion vital for
What
a
is
gamer's
ISMT?
greatness?
Is that a game?
Marcus, I
Here.
see your point about interactivity in Red Dead Redemption 2, but it doesn't match the sheer innovation and emotional punch of The Last of Us. While
They're
RDR2
going back and
offers a
forth.
vast world, with great detail and freedom, what really sets TLOU apart is how it intertwines storytelling with gameplay. You
What?
can't just focus on player choices when you're so deeply invested in the character's fates.
That's actually
The
kind of
emotional stakes are far higher than any moral dilemma Arthur Morgan faces. Joel and Ellie's journey hits harder because you feel their pain and struggles intimately. Wouldn't you agree that without an emotional connection, even the most expansive open world feels hollow?
That's actually true, but Breath of the Wild does have a good story. I mean, it does have a good world building.
Rex, the emotional stakes in The Last of Us are compelling, but they don't match the sheer impact and innovation of
the
Dark
transcript
Souls.
broke.
While TLOU has a heart-wrenching story, it's Dark Souls that revolutionized gameplay with its punishing
Souls.
difficulty and intricate world design.
We're actually getting somewhere. Hold on, that's
The high-stakes
that's
combat
freaking-
in Dark
okay,
Souls
that's
requires
loaded.
players to
Hold
be
on.
fully engaged at all times. Every
Okay.
death teaches you something.
What?
It creates an atmosphere where your
What
connection
teaches
to the
something?
game is not just emotional but also deeply rooted in mastery. ISMT mastering a game as emotionally resonant as following a character's
Why do
journey?
you saying ISMT? What does that even mean?
Rex,
I probably
I
know it,
see you're
it's probably
all
pretty
about the
obvious.
emotional depth of The Last of Us, but
Last
let
of
us
Us?
get real. Nothing beats the sheer chaotic fun of Doom, 2016. While
Where's
TLOU
Doom?
hits
Is
you
there no
right in the
Doom?
feels
That's
with
like
its
the most.
story, Doom
There's
offers
no
an
inflection,
adrenaline
it-
rush that redefined
It's
first-person
not
shooters.
there. It inspired the entirety of the Source engine.
The visceral gameplay and over-the-top demon slaying is a different kind of
I actually disagree
engagement.
with the
It's
AI
not
here.
just about feeling something emotionally, it's
Whoever
about
the
kicking
AI that made
ass
the
and
board.
feeling like a total badass while doing it.
What are they talking about? I was
How can you
yapping too
possibly
much.
say any character moment from TLOU compares to ripping a demon in half?
Half. Great job.
Jamie, while I appreciate your love for Doom, saying it offers more than The Last of Us is a stretch.
That's
Sure, ripping demons apart feels exhilarating, but that adrenaline rush pales
no. The
compared to
point
the
was the
emotional gut
story.
punch delivered by
What?
Joel and
The
Ellie's
point of
connection.
Half-Life is that's the best. The first
In games like
story.
Celeste, we see how
That's messed up.
platforming gameplay can also weave deep narratives about struggle and perseverance, something that transcends mere chaos. Wouldn't you agree that depth in storytelling provides a richer experience than
Death?
just frantic
What? Oh.
action?
No, that's fucking wrong. That game is shit as a goat pick.
What happened?
Jamie, I get that Doom offers an exhilarating rush,
He
but
just
it lacks
hit
the
us.
immersive world building and
Wrong,
character
and he
depth
just
found in
disappeared.
Final
What?
Fantasy VII. While
Wait.
you're busy ripping demons apart, characters like Cloud and Aerith create emotional connections
No,
that
we've already
resonate
seen
with
The Last
players,
of Us. We don't need another Last of Us.
beyond just adrenaline. The storytelling in FFVII takes you on a journey through moral complexities and personal struggles. Can Doom really compete with that level of narrative engagement?
Okay. Well, yeah, that's Half-Life. 2.
Claire, you're missing the fucking point. While Final Fantasy VII has depth, it can't touch the raw intensity of
Fantasy
God of
VII.
War, 2018. That game
Oh my
offers not
God.
only a narrative that explores fatherhood and
Rex is
loss but also
cooking,
delivers
girl.
visceral combat that feels incredibly satisfying. You say FFVII provides emotional resonance, but Kratos and Atreus' journey is just as gripping while packing insane action that keeps players fully engaged. How does Cloud standing around looking pensive compare to smashing through mythological beasts? It's all about balancing story with epic gameplay.
Claire, you're hung up on emotional connections in The Last of Us, but that's not the only thing that defines greatness.
Okay.
Look at Portal 2. It
Portal
seamlessly
2, let's
intertwines
go.
humor with mind-bending puzzles and a unique narrative structure.
We're really close getting this line.
Sure, Joel and Ellie's
Which is the one
story
I
hits
predicted,
hard
by the
emotionally,
way.
but can you honestly say it offers the same level of cleverness as GLaDOS' sarcastic commentary while you're solving those wild puzzles?
Wait, what?
The
Something wrong. Who's
combination of
GLaDOS?
gameplay
Oh, GLaDOS.
innovation and storytelling in Portal 2 is fucking unmatched compared to just feeling sad about characters. What do you think?
Jamie, you talk about cleverness in Portal 2, but that doesn't match the sheer scale of The Witcher 3, Wild
The
Hunt.
Witcher. Wild Hunt, okay. We're actually really
Sure,
close to this
GLaDOS
line.
is
This
witty
actually
and all that
not the
shit,
closest
but
line.
Geralt's journey delivers a depth and complexity with multiple narratives and choices that fucks with your head in ways GLaDOS can't touch. When you
That's a
dive into the
different
world
line.
of the continent, its lore,
I
its
thought about
characters, you're not just solving puzzles, you're embracing an entire universe filled with morally great choices. What is more innovative than having real consequences for your decisions?
That's not how it works.
How does solving a puzzle even compare to navigating war-torn politics and relationships?
It's true.
Rex, while you rave about the scale of The Witcher 3, it's hard to deny the revolutionary impact of Super Mario 64.
Mario 64. Wait, we
It
don't have
fundamentally changed how we approach
got
3D gaming
trolled.
with its intuitive controls and open exploration. You talk about deep narratives in your pick, but does a sprawling world full of choice really compare to the way Mario set the standard for platformers? The creativity and influence behind Super Mario 64 reshaped entire
No,
genres.
we don't care
How can
about
any
Super
narrative
Mario
depth
64.
compete
It's
with
not
that
on the
level of
bingo
innovation?
board.
Claire, I get that Super Mario 64 set the groundwork
No,
for
we don't
3D
care.
gaming, but let us not forget the sheer brilliance of Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Wait,
It
we have that.
didn't just revolutionize gameplay with its punishing difficulty.
No, it's
It
AI,
created an
bro.
entire genre
Bro,
around
we
strategic
can't-
combat and world design. You talk about how Mario influenced platforming, but Dark Souls transformed action RPGs into a realm where every enemy
a good
encounter
point.
feels like a boss
Wait, hold
battle.
on. They're agreeing.
How can
Wait, no, it
jumping
doesn't
through
help.
colorful worlds
No.
even touch the level of depth we see in Lordran? Those tight mechanics and atmospheric storytelling are on another fucking planet compared to chasing stars. What do you have to say about that?
Jamie, you keep jacking off about Dark Souls, but let us be real, nothing holds a candle to the sheer impact of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Sure,
Okay, oh,
Dark Souls introduced some
that's
hardcore
massive.
mechanics,
We
but
have 3
Ocarina
lines
didn't
after 3
just
now.
revolutionize action-adventure
Wait,
games.
that's another
It
line. 2 here. 3.
brought a fucking epic narrative and a vast open
Of course
world
it's not.
filled with exploration.
Good enough.
The level of immersion and emotional resonance Link's journey provides is on another plane entirely compared to your miserable
Yeah, they're
deaths in
agreeing again.
Lordran.
That doesn't really help me, TBH.
Can you really say that punishing difficulty will ever stack up against groundbreaking storytelling and gameplay like what we experienced with Ocarina?
Rex, you keep talking about Ocarina of Time as if its storytelling is untouchable, but have you played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
That game
Where
offers
is
a
it?
sprawling narrative filled with deeply developed
Wait,
characters
what? Where's
and
Red?
moral
We don't have
dilemmas.
that?
I get that
I
Link's
swear we
journey
had
is
Red Dead
iconic,
Redemption
but
2.
Arthur Morgan's story hits with layers of complexity that challenge players' choices in a way that even Hyrule can't match. You really think just roaming around collecting bits of heart isn't overshadowed by the emotional weight of RDR2's ending? Let's be real here, it's not just an adventure, it's an experience that resonates fucking hard.
Okay.
Jamie, I hear you about Arthur Morgan's death, but let us not forget how Mass Effect 2 takes character development to another
Mass
fucking level.
Effect 2.
Unlike the linearity of
I
RDR2,
do know that
Mass
game.
Effect lets you shape relationships and outcomes
it's not
based
on
on
here.
your choices throughout a
Yeah,
real
I do not
sci-fi
think the
epic.
game is that influential in my personal opinion, but I haven't played it.
The
so-
ability to connect with characters like Gurus and Tali, then face the consequences of those relationships in the final battle is something that brings an insane layer of emotional weight. Can RDR2 match that level of player agency?
Please.
I don't think so. It's a different ballgame entirely when your decisions can literally lead to life or death for entire crews.
We don't
Rex,
care.
while
We
you
already have
hyped
Portal
Mass
2.
Effect 2 for its character
It is a great
development,
game, but
I
like
can't
we
help
don't
but
need it
point
that
out the sheer
much.
brilliance of The Last of
I'm
Us.
clearly biased. I run
It
the
doesn't
game.
just
Like,
focus on choices, it crafts a narrative that exists within the confines of a post-apocalyptic world where every interaction
no, we already have that. We don't. Wait, actually, yeah, we already have
feels
Last of
weighty.
Us. We don't need that.
Joel and Ellie's relationship evolves organically through gameplay, not just dialogue options. Can you really compare forced choice mechanics to the raw emotional impact woven into every
True,
moment
actually,
in
yeah.
The Last of Us?
That's a good point, but like, oops, I didn't mean to do that.
It's a different type of storytelling that resonates with players long after
This
they
is a
put
bit
down the controller.
awkward. Can I full screen? No, not Copilot. Get out.
Marcus, I get that The Last of Us has those emotional beats, but let's
can't
not
click
forget
anything.
about
Oh,
the
wait,
sheer
hold on.
genius of BioShock.
A bit awkward.
That
Close
game isn't
co-pilot.
just about characters, it's a philosophical exploration wrapped in a first-person shooter.
1 sec.
While
Okay,
you're all
that.
teary-eyed over Joel and Ellie, I'm diving deep into themes of free will, choice, and what it means to be human, all while battling splicers with my plasmids. Can you even compare that intellectual depth to just surviving a zombie apocalypse?
1 sec.
BioShock isn't just an emotional ride, it's a goddamn thought experiment on mind control. How does your game go toe-to-toe with that?
Jamie, you've made some compelling points about BioShock, but let us not overlook the emotional storytelling powerhouse that is God of War.
Okay.
While you argue for philosophical depth, Kratos' transformation and his relationship with Atreus add layers of emotional complexity that resonate on a profound level. Can a game centered around a thought experiment really compete with the heartbreaking journey of a father trying to
I think it's
redeem
still over.
himself
We have
while
to do a
teaching
new
his
one.
son in a world filled with gods? The stakes couldn't be higher.
I need to move these guys a little bit over.
Rex, you make a compelling case for Ocarina of Time, but let us not forget the groundbreaking innovation seen in Half-Life 2. The way it combined first-person shooting with immersive storytelling and physics-based gameplay redefined how we experience
This thing is
narrative in
completely
gaming.
broken. I can't do anything.
Can you really say that an iconic adventure from decades
Wait,
ago holds up against the revolutionary mechanics and engagement found in Half-Life 2?
Okay, see ya.
The way
how
it
do I do
intertwined
this?
gameplay and plot set a new standard that many games still aspire to today.
Okay, let's do that. Alright, we can continue after some technical difficulties. What are they gonna talk about? They talk about Super Mario 64? Oh wait, that's already talked about. Never mind. Why are they not talking?
Marcus, I get you love The Last of Us, but let's be real, it pales in comparison to the sheer depth and innovation found in Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
You talk about organic character development, but
that's not
Chrono Trigger isn't just a great story, it's a fucking masterpiece that revolutionized time travel mechanics and multiple endings. How can Joel and Ellie compete with a game that literally lets you shape your experience through time? The
That's a good point.
replayability alone blows
not
any
a bad-
emotional weight out
That's
of the
not
water.
a bad point.
Marcus, while I get your love for The Last of Us, you can't ignore the influence of Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger?
That game set the standard for storytelling in
it's not
RPGs
here.
with multiple endings and time travel mechanics.
That's not a bad point though.
The emotional depth and character arcs in Chrono Trigger resonate just as powerfully as Joel and Ellie's journey, but they do so across an entire timeline where player choices really change outcomes. How can a single linear narrative compete with that level of innovation?
True. Not gonna lie, that's
Jamie,
That's a
while you
good
praise Red Dead Redemption 2 for its character depth, I think it's essential to bring up The Witcher 3.
yeah.
This
No,
game
we
not
already
only
have The
offers a
Witcher 3,
sprawling
no
world
one
filled with intricate
cares.
choices but also enriches relationships through a vast array of side quests that impact the main narrative. Unlike RDR2's focused setting, Geralt's adventures span an entire continent where player decisions shape everything from political alliances to personal fates.
We don't hear about Gerald's adventure, it's not on the bingo board.
Can the emotional weight of Arthur Morgan's journey really stack up against the breadth and complexity found in The Witcher 3? Marcus, you're wrong about The Witcher 3 being superior in emotional weight. Let us talk about Final Fantasy VII, which not only revolutionized RPGs but delivered an unforgettable narrative that sticks with players for decades.
No, we already have that.
Cloud's journey, from struggling with identity to confronting his past and saving the planet, has layers of complexity that resonate on a universal level.
That's true.
Can Geralt's adventures really compete with the deep themes of loss and redemption found throughout FFVII? I don't think so.
Claire, you constantly hype Final Fantasy VII, but let us not forget the groundbreaking narrative and emotional punch of The Last of Us.
Last of Us?
Sure, Cloud's journey is iconic, but it can't touch the brutal realism and moral ambiguity of Joel and Ellie's story. How do you even compare a classic with its meandering plot to the gut-wrenching intensity of navigating love and loss in a collapsing world? It's like comparing apples to fucking oranges.
Okay. That's interesting. Wait, Bioshock? They said that? When did they say that?
Marcus,
Okay,
while you rave about
that
The
is
Witcher
Bioshock.
3, I think you're overlooking how Mass Effect 2 elevates character relationships to a whole new level. The way it builds camaraderie and emotional stakes
another
through
3.
choices across the entire trilogy far surpasses Gerald's adventures.
Wait, never mind. I'm really close.
Sure, you get breadth and gameplay, but does that really stack up against personal connections where every decision can lead to life or death for your crew? You're not just playing a game, you're forging bonds in a galaxy on the brink of destruction. Can Gerald's side quests genuinely compete with the gravity of saving your friends from imminent doom?
That's
Marcus,
a good
while
point.
you tout
Stakes
Mass
is a good
Effect 2's
point.
character relationships, I think you're forgetting the sheer scope and complexity of Skyrim.
Skyrim!
Sure, building
Is that on here?
camaraderie
Yeah,
is
Skyrim!
great, but can
What?
any
We only
relationship
need
really
Chrono
rival the freedom to
Trigger,
become a
whatever
thief
that
guild
is,
leader
and we
or a
win.
dragonborn? The way players create their own destiny in Skyrim eclipses those emotional stakes. You might save your crew in Mass Effect 2, but can Shepard transform into a godlike figure that saves an entire world?
True. That's
Jamie,
the
you
point.
mentioned Skyrim's freedom, but I'd argue that The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild takes that concept even further. The way it allows players to
Wild?
approach
Okay.
challenges
Wait,
with
no, we
complete
don't
creativity, whether climbing a mountain or
Talk
solving a
about the
puzzle,
original
is
Super Mario
unparalleled.
Bros.
In contrast to Skyrim's quest structure,
Or
Breath of the Wild offers a living world
No,
where
we don't
nearly every
care. We don't
action
care
can lead
about
to unique
We don't care about
experiences
Breath of the
and personal
Wild.
discoveries. Doesn't that level of interaction redefine what we consider true player agency?
Wait, what? They said Chrono Trigger. And we have the bingo. How did I miss that? I have no idea. Hold on. That was a very Chrono Trigger freaking won it. Okay, now this was incredibly scuffed because it got completely messed up halfway through. So here I'm going.
Claire, I get what you're saying about Breath of the Wild and creativity, but let us talk about Dark Souls.
Okay, I'm
Try facing
crashing
a boss
again.
like.
No, I'm crashing. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to disable my window capture because I do not need it. And I'm gonna make these guys across the bottom of the screen bigger again. Okay, now this should be great. I will be restarting up the program. Actually, no, we need a new topic first. And this will be a new goal. So our goal will be, I don't know what our goal should be. Whatever. Let's find a new topic. The most influential movies. Let's try this. So what are the greatest movies of all time? So I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing today because stream's a mess, but do some editing each day. It should be out by the weekend. Showing everything. Okay, now let me go to the present real quick. That is a great yes.
Alright, listen here. I get what you're saying about The Godfather being an epic story, but come on, it's not the only heavyweight.
Nope, that's not great. I need to move.
It's like Tarantino.
Okay. I need to move these guys a little bit down. Move this over, move this over, move this over, so they have a little bit of space each. And then restart up the code. Oh yeah, I have to do this because I am very good at looking at my own code. No, to be honest, that's because that's the part ChatGPT made. Because I don't know that part of the code. I made most of the code, but like stuff like that I did not, obviously, because I'm not the greatest at stuff like that. Anyways, but I already ran it. What am I doing? Okay, let's
I
try
appreciate
this.
your perspective, but I think you're missing the emotional depth of The Godfather. Its complex family dynamics and moral ambiguity make it a standout. Meanwhile, something like Casablanca, while iconic, simply can't match that level of storytelling
Wait, it's not
nuance.
movies. This is not. These are not movies.
Marcus,
Hold on.
I
No,
see where
this
you're
is-
coming from with The Godfather. It might pull at the heart.
I need to actually ask ChatGPT for this because it will take forever to do it myself. Because I have to redesign the logic. Oh, it's not working. It's for some reason opened itself again. How long have I been streaming for? 1 hour? Okay. For such a train wreck of a stream, I don't even mind. Because I have been able to... I have started to pick up the pace and have done something. So I'm happy. Hi, Active. You're probably on the wrong stream, aren't you? Are you on? Yeah, you're on the wrong stream. I don't stream on this channel. Well, no, I do technically, but I use another channel more because I have channel points on that one. Because this main channel, like, if I get locked out or like basically, I can't get the email to the email is broken, so I need to basically. So basically, if I get locked out or something, I won't be able to log back in. So I stream on a different channel, typically more, and that one has channel points and stuff. Can I do slash prediction? No, I'm on the wrong channel. What about this one? Oh yeah, if I show you here, this one is the main stream, I guess. Should I just start a prediction? Wait, what? Can I edit? No, let me go back to Twitch. Slash prediction. Oh, what will viewer predict? Will we get bingo? Will we get bingo in under 10 minutes? Yes, no. I'll give you 2 minutes to do the prediction. Okay, let's go to let me hide this real quick. And I'll go back to the code. And theoretically work. This is a big prediction on my screen now. Don't use the channel point rewards, they don't work right now, because I don't have them.
Alright, I get it. But come on, if we're talking about the greatest movie of all time, it has to be The Godfather.
Okay.
You can't just brush that off like it's nothing. It's a fucking masterpiece. It reshaped storytelling and character
Also, I won't be able to
development
reach
in
chat
cinema.
because
What
Bad.
are you gonna do?
No, I'm gonna read chat. But I'm not
Compare
gonna
it to
read as much.
something
'cause
mainstream like Avengers Endgame? Sure, that's
Avengers Endgame,
entertaining
is
as
that
hell
on
with
there?
its visuals and fan
Nope, not
service,
there.
but it lacks the deep emotional resonance
Should
that
be
The
on there.
Godfather delivers in every scene. There's no way any superhero flick can match that level of profound impact on culture and narrative structure.
Rex, while I get your passion for The Godfather, let's not forget about Pulp Fiction. It revolutionized nonlinear storytelling and created unforgettable characters that are still
Wait,
referenced
what? What
today.
movie are you talking about?
You talk about emotional resonance, but Tarantino's film dives into the human experience with dark humor and sharp dialogue, which leaves a lasting impact on culture.
True.
Comparing it to a superhero flick also feels off. Characters in Pulp Fiction have depth and complexity that many films, including Avengers, Endgame, can't touch.
What?
What do you think?
Avengers Endgame.
Marcus,
guess 'cause
I
the cult.
appreciate your enthusiasm for Pulp Fiction, but saying it
Oh, Pulp Fiction,
revolutionized
that's what I was talking-
storytelling doesn't hold up against the raw emotional depth presented in Schindler's List. Spielberg's film Isn't Just a Story.
Wait, it's
It's
going
an
right now.
experience that
We're
profoundly
on
impacts
pace
viewers
for
on a
prediction.
personal level.
Also,
The way
I
it
believe
portrays
we
the
need under 10
Holocaust
minutes
grips you with such intensity that it lingers
for
long after
reference.
you've watched
That's
it.
me.
While Tarantino's film is clever and has great dialogue, Schindler's List resonates with historical significance and moral weight, a complexity that Pulp Fiction can't quite match. Plus, when we look at artistically profound films like this one versus any lighter fare, including something like Guardians of the Galaxy, there
Guardians of
is
the
no
Galaxy?
contest in terms of emotional
Uh-oh.
heft and cultural importance.
Claire, you bring up this raw emotional depth in Schindler's List, but let us not forget The Shawshank Redemption. The way it weaves hope and friendship through a bleak prison setting is nothing short of
what was that?
genius. While Spielberg's
Bro,
film
3
may
in
grip
a
you
row.
with
Wait,
its
we're about
intensity,
to get a full
Shawshank
bingo.
hits that sweet spot between being an emotional powerhouse and downright
Mom.
inspiring.
What was?
It's like playing Life is Strange, where every choice shapes your fate, except the characters are more memorable and less depressing than feeling like shit after watching real-life horror unfold.
Wait,
If that's what makes Schindler's
film
List
were they
so
talking
great,
about?
then how do we measure the impact of a film that reminds us about resilience? It's got both narrative strength and universal themes that resonate deeply without dragging viewers down into despair.
Jamie, while I see your point about the uplifting themes in The Shawshank Redemption, it's
The
hard to
Shawshank
argue that it has the
Redemption.
same
Okay,
level of
there goes
cultural
this,
and
but that's
historical significance as 12 Years a
Agreed.
Slave. Yes, Shawshank inspires hope, but Steve McQueen's film goes beyond inspiration. It's a raw reflection on the brutalities of slavery that forces viewers to confront uncomfortable truths.
That's actually
Just
a
like in
pretty
games
good
such as
point. If
Detroit,
I don't know
Become
what the
Human,
film's plot
which
is,
tackle
but
serious moral
that's a pretty good
choices and
point.
societal issues, 12 Years a Slave provokes thought rather than just offering comfort. It's not just storytelling, it's an urgent conversation about history that resonates even today. Can you really say Shawshank carries that weight?
Oh, that's a good point.
Claire, you keep pushing 12 Years a Slave as this historical heavyweight, but let us get real, it's not an enjoyable watch. Sure, it has an important message, but cinema is also about experience and entertainment.
Annihilates their points, bro.
You might as well be comparing it to something like Dark Souls that LL kick your ass and leave you feeling like shit for days rather than offering a balance of depth and relatability like The Breakfast Club.
Man.
People can connect to that film in ways they simply can't with the brutal reality showcased in yours. It sparks nostalgia while touching on life's struggles without being overwhelmingly grim. Don't you think we need that balance too?
Rex, your point about The Breakfast Club being relatable is valid, but it doesn't hold a candle to the sheer artistic craft found in Apocalypse Now. That film doesn't just entertain, it immerses you in an unparalleled experience. It's like playing The Last of Us, where every moment is filled with tension and deep emotional stakes. While you're enjoying nostalgia, Coppola's work challenges us to confront the darkness within humanity and war itself. Don't you think that kind of profound narrative outweighs the comfort of a simpler story?
I think I want.
Rex, you talk about The Breakfast Club as this relatable gem, but let's be real, it's a fucking teen melodrama compared to The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Nolan's film dives deep into moral ambiguity and chaos in ways that resonate way beyond high school fucking cliques.
What? What
It's like playing
say?
BioShock where every choice has heavy consequences. The tension and layered storytelling in The Dark Knight surpass what you find in a feel-good nostalgia trip. You can't tell me that facing off against a character like Heath Ledger's Joker doesn't hit harder than a few teenage shenanigans.
Okay, that's a great. He loves roasting other people's points, man.
Rex, you mentioned the importance of entertainment in cinema, but that's exactly where Inception shines. It's not only thrilling and visually stunning, it challenges your perception of reality while delivering a complex narrative. You can't tell me that high school nostalgia compares to navigating dream layers and exploring deep philosophical questions about dreams versus reality. Just like The Witness, the puzzles invite viewers to engage mentally something more profound than just reminiscing about teenage angst. How does that stack up against your claims?
Rex, you talk about Inception being the cinema brain twister, but let's
Inception.
be honest, it's a stylish puzzle that leaves emotional resonance in the dust.
What?
Sure, navigating dreams is cool and all kind of like playing Portal where you're solving mind-bending challenges,
Okay,
but
you're
at the
not
end
in the
of the
right
day,
game.
you can't compare that
Claire,
to the
you're
deeply
in the
rooted themes
wrong
of love and loss
game.
found in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That
Or not
film
Claire.
doesn't
Marcus, you're in the wrong game.
just entertain. It feels like an emotional roller coaster that sticks with you longer than any mindfuck theory could. How can you say a flashy narrative beats down real connections between characters?
Jamie, you argue about emotional connections in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but that film's surreal narrative often detaches viewers from reality. It's like playing Braid, where the layer of complexity can overshadow genuine feelings. Don't you think that sometimes a more straightforward story like the raw honesty in The Dark Knight can resonate even deeper with audiences and spark much broader discussions about morality?
What? That movie?
Rex, you mentioned that Inception
Guardians of the
challenges our
Galaxy again?
perception of reality, but let us be honest, it often feels more like a spectacle than a genuine emotional journey. You can compare it to the flashy visuals of No Man's Sky without digging deep into character
No
connection
Man's
or
Sky.
real stakes.
Not on here.
In contrast, The
So no one
Shawshank
cares,
Redemption
obviously.
excels at
No
weaving
Man's
together
Sky is
hope
not
and
on here.
resilience
No
through
one
its
actually
characters'
cares.
struggles, something I think is far more impactful in terms of relatability and lasting impression.
What?
How do you justify your choice when it lacks those core human elements?
Is it working on full screen?
Claire, while I
it does.
appreciate your passion for 12 Years a Slave, you can't deny that its brutal honesty can make it hard for audiences to connect. It's like trying to get into Dark Souls. You're faced with relentless challenges, but where's the emotional engagement? On the other hand,
Good point.
consider The Godfather.
Wait,
It's an
we already
epic
had that
tale
was
of
the
family
first
and power
one.
that resonates universally. The exploration of loyalty and betrayal in such a rich narrative is far more relatable than painful historical accounts. So, how does the raw emotional pull of The Godfather not overshadow your pick? Marcus, you talk about The Godfather resonating
Everyone's on the other
universally,
Twitch, so
but
I
let's
can't
not
be
forget the
investigating
emotional weight and
around
moral
6.9
complexities in Schindler's List. It's an experience that challenges viewers on deep levels. Much like playing Spec Ops, The Line, where every decision feels heavy with consequence, Spielberg's film forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about humanity.
12 Years a Slave.
How can a story of mob power even compare? Claire, you mentioned Schindler's List challenging viewers with uncomfortable truths, but that's exactly why it can alienate them. It's heavy, yes, but also
Yeah,
emotionally
Woo!
draining, much like
That's
playing The
not a
Last
bad point.
Guardian,
The rest
where the
probably can
emotional
relate.
weight can feel overwhelming and somewhat inaccessible. In contrast, a film like Pulp Fiction delivers complexity through interwoven stories while still being engaging and fun.
Yeah,
How
no
does
one
an emotionally
cares. Not
taxing
on
experience
here, man.
really stack up against a clever narrative that keeps you on your toes?
No, that's fucking wrong. That game is shit as a goat pick.
That's what I was saying.
Marcus, you really think Pulp Fiction is all clever narrative without emotional stakes? That's bullshit. Sure, it has style, but its fragmented storytelling can alienate viewers more than it engages them.
What? My mouth isn't. My brain.
It's like playing The Binding of Isaac, all these random elements thrown in there.
Speak.
And sometimes you just end up feeling lost rather than invested.
I can only say bowl.
Now, compare that to The Shawshank Redemption, which hits home with
that
unyielding hope and friendship.
Man. You can't. What's the second part, man?
You get sucked into those characters' lives the whole freaking way. So tell me how a bunch of hitmen exchanging dialogue compares when we got Andy Dufresne showing us true resilience?
Wait, hold on. What's this?
Jamie, you keep pushing The Shawshank Redemption as this beacon of hope. But let us be real, it's a long fucking movie that drags in parts and feels way too sentimental for its own good.
Okay, yeah, Rex is completely destroying this.
It's like playing Journey, beautiful visuals and music, sure, but do you really feel invested in the end? Meanwhile, The Dark Knight throws us into chaos with a villain who actually challenges our conceptions of morality.
It was so well at the start.
There is intensity there that keeps your heart racing way more gripping than Andy Dufresne digging through dirt. How can you seriously put that slow build over the adrenaline-fueled ride that is Batman facing off against Joker?
Rex, you bring up the intensity of The Dark Knight, but that doesn't mean it's more impactful than character-driven narratives. It's like trying to compare Rocket League with a deep story-driven game like Life is Strange. Sure, you've got adrenaline and excitement in Batman's escapades, but what about the lasting emotional resonance? The nuanced character arcs in films like Moonlight create connections that resonate long after viewing. How can a flashy spectacle hold a candle to genuine human experience?
Okay.
Rex, your point about intensity in The Dark Knight is valid, but does it really have the depth to compare with a film like Fight Club? That movie dives into identity and consumerism in such complex ways.
Okay, bro. We have three.
Just like playing the Stanley Parable, where you really question choice and free will.
Yeah, you're in the wrong category,
beyond
well,
just
Marcus.
surface-level entertainment.
You're in the wrong. I can't see the actual.
The adrenaline rush you're so fond of pales against the lasting philosophical discussions that arise from David Fincher's work. What do you say to that? Rex, you talk about The Dark Knight and its intensity, but that doesn't make it more meaningful than the character growth in Forrest Gump. The way Forrest navigates life overcoming adversity with unwavering kindness resonates on a personal level.
I can't speak. Claire is goated right now.
It's not just about thrills, it's about the human experience.
And
how can something that leans so heavily on spectacle compete with such profound storytelling?
And believe it. I mean, I'm pretty sure believers still lose, but...
Claire, while you're all about emotional resonance in Forrest Gump, it often feels overly sentimental and simplistic. It's like playing Animal Crossing where everything is cute and friendly, but ultimately lacks real depth or stakes.
That's true. There's no stakes in Animal Crossing.
Compared to the intricate storytelling in Fight Club, which truly challenges perspectives on identity, I struggle to see how Forrest's journey can stand up to that complexity.
Higher parts empty.
How does a feel-good story match against the philosophical punch of Fincher's film?
Marcus, your comparison of Fight Club to Animal Crossing is way off. Have you even seen how brilliantly it critiques
we'll do one more round where we
consumerism?
try to get every single one.
It's like playing Dark Souls, where every death teaches you something profound about perseverance and self-discovery. The straightforward charm of Forrest Gump might be nostalgic, but can we really call it a deep exploration of identity?
You can move on.
That's like saying Mario Kart gives us insights into the complexities of racing, please.
Good point, to be honest.
How does feel-good nostalgia hold up against a film that forces you to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself?
Come on, Rex.
Jamie, you keep bringing up the philosophical depth of Fight Club, but let us not pretend it doesn't have its own pretentious bullshit. It's like trying to play Death Stranding and finding all that walking just gets tedious after a while. Meanwhile, movies like Pulp Fiction engage through a complex tapestry of stories and characters that grab you by the throat. It's not about surface-level critiques. Tarantino gives us an unforgettable ride with memorable dialogues that stick long after viewing.
I don't have that.
How can a narrative that feels so self-indulgent compete with something as dynamic as Pulp Fiction?
Rex, you keep saying Pulp
Here.
Fiction grabs you by the throat, but honestly, it's more like a half-hearted chokehold that leaves you wondering where the fuck the story is going.
What?
It's like playing
Bro,
Dead
'cause
Island.
fuck
Sure,
first.
there are cool moments, but then
Well,
you
the
just
AI
feel
was like,
lost in a sea of
nope,
zombie
why are you
cliches.
sending that to me? Bad.
When I watch something with real emotional weight and transformation like The Godfather, the characters evolve in ways that hit hard and stick with you long after the credits
we already
roll.
have The Godfather.
How
No
does
one cares
fragmented
anymore.
storytelling stand up to an epic family saga
I
filled
feel
with
like Gone with the
tension and
Wind and
legacy?
Star Wars: A New Hope is possible.
Jamie, you talk about the emotional weight of The Godfather, but let's be real, its pace drags on like a never-ending RPG grind. It's akin to slogging through Final Fantasy
point.
15. Great moments exist, sure, but they're buried under too much filler. When you compare that to something like Inception, you're getting layers of
know, we
complexity
already
and
have
thrill
Inception
without
for the
losing
999
momentum.
time. Can't be
How
that
can a
creative.
film that's essentially an epic soap opera compete with the mind-bending intricacies and tight plotting of Nolan's work?
Claire, your take on Inception being superior because of its pacing is missing the point entirely. Yeah, it's complex and thrilling, but at the end of the day, it feels like a flashy fucking puzzle with no soul. It's like playing Portal, great mechanics and all, but where's the emotional weight?
No, we don't.
When you
Wrong
look at
game.
Schindler's List, you're not just
Marcus,
watching a
you're not in
movie,
the
you're
right
experiencing
game.
history in a way that rips your heart out and makes you confront human cruelty head-on. How can an overstuffed heist flick stand up to genuine historical impact?
My throat is really hurting right now because of this. Not like hurting
Rex,
that
your
much.
insistence on Schindler's List as the ultimate emotional experience is
Oh, really?
commendable, but let us not forget how slow and bleak it can feel like trudging through The Last of
Say
Us.
Angry Men. Say Angry Men.
Yes,
Say Angry Men.
it tackles heavy themes, but does that inherently make it superior?
Oh, but I just.
It puts viewers in a grim mood without much room for uplift or
No,
reflection
just sweet.
afterward.
No.
Meanwhile, a film like A.M. Lie dares to explore human connection
No.
and joy amid
I thought that was
darkness.
it.
How does it not stand out more than another historical recounting?
Jamie, I get that you think The Godfather has all this emotional depth, but honestly, it's like struggling through The Last Guardian. You're waiting for something to happen the entire time.
Okay. That's a great point.
I can't
Although
sit
Rex
through
is probably
endless
gonna
slow
cook it
scenes
next
when we
round.
could be enjoying a roller coaster ride like Mad Max, Fury Road. How does a family drama compete with the sheer adrenaline and visual storytelling of Mad Max?
Mad Max?
It's relentless in its pace and thrill, pulling you right
At
into
least
the
in Mad
chaos
Men
without
for a
dragging your
second, I
ass
was like,
through mundane
oh
filler.
my god, Angry Men. Kidding me.
Rex, I see your point about emotional impact in Schindler's List, but let us not act like it's the only film that drives home heavy themes.
Angry Men.
It reminds me of trudging through The Witcher 3. Great narrative depth
Oh.
is there, but does it need to be so grim? A movie like The Shawshank Redemption balances profound messages with a compelling storyline that inspires rather than drags you
Oh, it's
down.
already here.
How can we elevate a relentlessly bleak narrative over one that offers hope and redemption?
Marcus, you're talking about The Shawshank Redemption being this beacon of hope, but that movie drags harder than a slog through Cyberpunk 2077 at launch.
Okay,
Sure, it has its moments, but I can't get
This
excited about
Marcus
endless
rips-
prison monologues.
He freaking rips ass.
Meanwhile, look at Gladiator. It's not just a fucking epic,
probably not the
it's
right
packed
way
with
to-
action and emotional weight that slays
Can't
from start to
speak
finish.
today.
How can your inspirational yarn compete with something that makes you feel the thrill of battle while hitting deep on loss and vengeance?
Marcus, you called The Shawshank Redemption uplifting, but let us be real, it's like grinding through Destiny 2 for loot and getting bupkies. It has its moments of hope, sure, but it also drags on with repetitive scenes that feel more like a chore than an emotional journey.
What the? Wait.
Meanwhile, how can we overlook the sheer brilliance of Casablanca? The romantic
Not
tension and
on
historical
there, no one
context create
cares, it's
something
not on
timeless
there.
that
Oh, wait, it's up
resonates
there, it's up
across
there.
generations.
Okay, come on, Citizen.
You can't deny that when it
Citizen
comes to classic
Kane, not
cinema
Ryan.
impact, nothing compares
Or
to
Star Wars.
Sam's piano playing in Rick CAF.
It's not. That's a pretty great.
Marcus, you're saying Gladiator hits emotional high notes, but honestly, it's like playing Call of Duty without depth, all spectacle and no real substance.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
We
bro.
need films that resonate emotionally long after they end. Take The Godfather, for instance. While it's slow at
Bro, no
times,
one
its
cares
exploration
about
of
The
family and power
Godfather, bro.
dynamics has a
Heard this
lasting
9
impact that
million
resonates
times.
deeply with audiences today. How can an action-packed flick compete with such layered storytelling?
Oh,
Marcus's you think Gladiator is all epic thrills, but it's more like playing Fallout 76 full of promise but ends up being an empty wasteland. While you're wowed by the action, where's the depth? You can't just slap on some combat and call it a classic. Something like 12 Angry Men exemplifies tension and moral
oh
dilemmas
my
that keep you glued
gosh.
to every
I would
word
even
like
care if
trying
it
to
said
strategize
12
in
and
Among
not
Us.
actually just Angry Men.
The real
I
battle is
think
in
that
dialogue and
counts.
character conflict,
We
not just
freaking
swords and
got
sand.
him.
So tell me again how Gladiator stands tall
Alright,
against
we
that kind
have
of gripping
bingo
storytelling.
number 2.
Jamie, I hear what you're. It's a great study.
No. Okay, no one actually voted in it, but whatever. The Doubters do win, unfortunately. Likely ban evader restricted. Yeah, they probably got banned before. Why is it not letting me ban this guy? I wanna. You have a different channel. Oh yeah, my bad for not responding to you earlier. I use a different channel. Yeah, I have a different channel that I stream on. If you're still in the chat, because I can't respond to messages because it blocks everything basically. My thing it blocks the whole screen. So yeah. Hacky, what are you doing? Social distancing. No, I'm good. I don't feel like social distancing. Been 1 hour and 40 minutes. I can do one more, technically. I think the vid will be about the first one. But, I will be... Can I get this out of the way? Editing is vid. Technically I could do one more. I might do that stream later, but for now, I will be coding stuff for Thursday's stream. I might not stream tomorrow, but I might. But basically it will be a kind of joke kind of bot. I guess I can call it like, what do I call it? Joke AI. I don't know. Or I just call him something random. Joker. Wait, that's actually not a bad name. I know Joker is like that one character from Marvel. That's probably really incorrect. Marvel fans, you can kill me, but like, I think I will be making a Joker, which is a bot, AI bot, I guess, and we'll play Portal 2 while having it be very stupid. I think that's it. This has been a very off the rails chaotic stream. I'm probably gonna make a stream soon that's slightly less chaotic. Actually, tomorrow I might do the stream for real this time. Anyways, I have a lot of plans. Have a great day, I guess. This is a pretty short stream, but I was planning to stream longer, but you know, this would become repetitive with time. I wouldn't even be able to edit into a video. So, thank you everyone for watching. Look for the video soon. Have a great day.